Welcome to MainFrame Mentally. Subscribe to our channel to learn more about psychology. My teammates and I are going to be uploading 6 different videos. In each of the videos, we're going to be covering one chapter.
Zimar Ariola here, doing chapter 1, Introduction to Psychology.
My name is Philip, and I will be presenting on research method.
Valdez, and I'm going to be covering chapter 3, the biological foundations of behavior.
Hi guys, my name is Gillett, and today I will be focusing on chapter 4, Nature versus Nurture.
I'm Hayward, and I'm going to be covering chapter 5, Sensation and Perception.
My name is Sima, and I am doing State of Consciousness.
In many ways, this chapter covers the most important concept in this course, whereas the other chapter presents what has been learned about behavior and mental processes. This chapter describes how we learn about ourselves in scientific terms. This is fundamentally important because it is the use of scientific methods that allow psychology to move beyond mere speculation about the human condition. Science provides a set of methods for asking questions and rules for using evidence to answer them. To fully appreciate the value of science methods in psychology, however, you must understand these methods. Basic concepts of research is scientific method is a method studying nature based on systematic observation and rules of evidence. Empirical evidence and operational definition. Empirical evidence are evidence based on observation of publicly observable phenomena, such as behavior that can be confirmed by other observers. Operational definition is used in science that is explicitly based on the procedures or operations used to measure a scientific phenomenon, including behavior. Example: A. 60% of Chicago bus drivers daydream while driving their bus. B. 60% of Chicago bus drivers answer yes to the question, do you ever daydream when driving your bus? B explicitly refers to the operation of measuring daydreaming, whereas version A does not. Theories and hypotheses. Theories are tentative explanations of facts and relationships in science. Hypotheses are predictions based on a theory that is tested in a study. Representativeness of samples. This is a group of human or non-human research participants studied to learn about an entire population of human beings or animals. The importance of replication in research is repeating studies based on the scientific principle that the result of studies should be doubted until the same result have been found in similar studies by other researchers. Research method. There are many scientific methods used, each with its own advantage and disadvantage. Each method is best suited for answering different kinds of questions. However, all research methods are based on critical thinking about systematic observation. Descriptive studies is a method of observation used to describe predictable behavior and mental processes. Survey methods. Research is a method that uses interviews and questionnaires with individuals. Naturalistic observation research is a method based on recording behavior as if occurs in natural life settings. Clinical method is a method of studying people while they are receiving psychological help from a mental health professional. Correlation method is a method that measures the strength of the relation between variables. A variable is a factor that can be assigned a numerical value. Quantitative measure are units of measure expressed in numerical terms. Correlation coefficient are the numerical expression of the strength and the direction of a relationship between two variables. Formal experiment research is a method that allows the researcher to manipulate the independent variable to study its effect on the dependent variable. Independent variable is a variable whose quantitative value is independently controlled by the research. Dependent variable is a variable whose quantitative value is expected to depend on the effect of the independent variable. Experimental group is an experiment that receives some value of the independent variable. Control group in simple experiments that is not exposed to any level of the independent variable and is used for comparison with the treatment group. Random assignment requirement that participants be assigned randomly to experimental conditions in formal experiments rather than in a systematic way. Experimental control requirement that all explanations for differences in the dependent variable are controlled in formal experiments, except for differences in condition of the independent variable. Placebo effect change in behavior produced by a condition in a formal experiment thought to be invert or inactive, such as an inactive pill. Blind experiment. Formal experiment in which the researcher who measured the dependent variable does not know which participants are in the experimental group or the control group. In double-blind experiments, the participants also do not know if they are in the experimental or control group. Experimenter bias. Subtle but potentially powerful unintentional influence on the dependent variable caused by the experimenters interacting differently with participants in the experimental and control groups. Descriptive statistics are statistics such as the mean and standard deviation that summarize the numerical results of studies. Mean, the average of a set of scores. Median, the middle of a set of scores that are ordered from smallest to largest, where 50% have higher and 50% have lower scores. Mode, the most common score in a set of scores. Normal distribution is a symmetrical pattern of scores on a scale in which a majority of the scores are clustered near the center and a minority are at the extremes. Standard deviation is a mathematical measure of how spread out scores are from the mean score. Statistical significance is a decision based on statistical calculation that a finding was unlikely to have occurred by chance. Ethics of research with human participants must be free from coercion, informed consent, limited deception, adequate debriefing, confidentiality. Ethics of research with non-human animals must be necessity, healthy, and humane treatment.